Welcome to partialarc.com. Don't do that.
You find yourself in a tavern.
Oh, we should have checked for traps.
I knew he forgot something.
I think I can reason with him.
You killed his father.
Can I have sex with it?
You could certainly try.
I'm gonna touch a sword.
Don't touch the sword!
The child is evil, right?
Obviously.
I could cast Fireball.
Always cast Fireball.
All right, roll for it. Welcome to Friday Night Quests. I'm Jay Jones, your host and Dungeon Master. This week we're bringing you part 2 of our special wedding adventure with guest Alison Fox as Ysolde. Just a reminder, at the end of the season we'll be sitting down for another Aftermath episode, and you can ask us questions about the adventure and the campaign so far, so please reach out. You can send us those questions over Twitter at partialarc using the hashtag Aftermath. Or email us questions at FridayNightQuests@gmail.com. If you email us, just put Aftermath in the subject line so we know the question is okay to read on the air. So, without further ado, let's get to the game. Previously on Friday Night Quests, a joyous occasion! Prince Horace Kemp and Ysolde Gavroche Canton are tying the knot. And despite some racist family members and Sweeney generally being kind of a fuckwit, everything is going just great. I bet nobody's gonna mess it up. Everything will probably continue to be totally fine. So Ysolde and Izzy, you guys return to the lounge.
And I say I need this to be as diplomatic as possible.
Okay.
And we need to pretend like we are princesses of the Vale.
Yes.
And we bring everyone together and we smile.
Okay.
And anything that you have that is charming, use.
I will, because you want to know what brings a room together? Karaoke.
So you come in and you start karaokeing? Some little gnomes come out with music and little violins and horns.
Hey, everyone get along or I'll kick you out of the place.
A few of them are looking at each other. What?
Get
I'm sorry.
along and love each other or I'll punch your face.
A couple of the older wood elves who only speak Elvish don't understand what you're saying in common, and they start speaking to each other in Elvish.
Everybody give a hug. Let's all just talk about love because we're here to celebrate a wedding. Get over yourself.
This is a real song?
No, I just made it up.
As she's singing this, and a couple people are starting. Actually, in fact, can you roll a performance check for me?
Oh, yeah.
No, you're kidding me.
2.
Oh,
Fantastic.
I'm doing this to a wall. No. Aw. Yeah.
Izzy,
well, I'm not a good singer, but I'm enthusiastic. How about that?
Like, so the music, the gnomes are trying because this was very impromptu, but a few of them, like, their notes are off and really loud. So a few of the wood elves and some of the other Kemps are, like, covering their ears that are too close. Some people were in really great conversation. Like, I think Fern was speaking with Gendacross, and, like, they were getting into a really kind of deep conversation about their kids. And then, like, this kind of interrupted immediately as they were starting to, like, really bridge some gaps.
Guys, this is like 2:00 before the rehearsal dinner, and I'm about to kill everyone.
Well, doesn't it help in some regards where they're like, that asshole over there, let's talk about her?
No.
Yay. Oh, okay.
No.
I turn into a beaver and waddle away.
yeah, that'll help.
I'm just a fat beaver in the
And
corner.
a few people, I mean, it brings a couple conversations together because a few people want to know what just happened. The girl who just turned into a beaver and just walked away.
Druid things. What are wood elves? I've seen druids.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a few of them are talking, a few people confused. Again, another large shadow cast over the glass above. And this shadow comes down on the other side near the front of the estate. But this time you don't hear a loud thud, like a massive beast or dragon landing. But after seeing this earlier, a few of the wood elves, and a few of the other guests start to get a little unsettled by seeing this shadow once again, because last time a giant black dragon came through. Fern comes up to you, Ysolde, and says, honey, there isn't another black dragon or other dragons that they know, do they? Are there a few other of these guests that are coming by?
No more black dragons, Mama. I mean, I'm not sure if there's more dragons on the guest list, but if so, I will tell you. But I assure you, anyone who's invited to the wedding is a friend of the family and also a very, very powerful ally. Keep in mind that I'm marrying into a family who has the ear and the loyalty of dragons, such as this.
Of course, I was just a few of the relatives are a little worried, and as she's having this conversation with you, you see a bronze keeper come into the room and nod towards Marcus. And Marcus comes up and speaks with the bronze keeper. A few other bronze keepers come in that are nearby and all looking a little kind of eyes darting back and forth to a few of the others. Marcus comes over and then speaks to Fern, in fact. Leans over and starts whispering something in Fern's ear. Marcus leans back out. You don't hear what it said, but you see Fern's eyes go wide and looks at you, Ysolde, and says, "You invited him?" And as she says this, the front door swings open and an individual steps through, followed by a few bronze keepers who look like they are more escorting this individual in. Turns and looks directly at all of you, and this looks like a tanned skin elf, a slim, slender body, wearing kind of fine black billowy silks. Not many accoutrements on, no weapons on his body, but fine jewels and bands and things of the like. Very, very handsome, and looks out to the room, and you hear a couple gasps and a few murmurs, and he looks directly at Fern and says, "Fern!" And she opens her arms out, "Felix!" and goes up and embraces this man.
Am I back?
You are still up getting cleaned.
Okay.
Currently.
Cool.
I'll look
dat?
over at Ysolde and say,
I'm a
"Is that
beaver.
family?"
No. He is my boyfriend from childhood, and now a friend of the family, an old friend. What?
Okay. I just want you to know I did not invite any ex-girlfriends.
Sweetheart, you didn't have any ex-girlfriends.
Well, I killed one of them,
This is true.
so I didn't invite her.
And may she rest in peace.
She probably isn't. By the way, I just want you to know I'm okay with this.
Oh, I knew you would be. You're such a man of such temperance and generosity.
You're such a weirdo. All right. Continue, Felix. And
Well, as you guys are having this discussion, he's already kind of made his way through. Fern is speaking with Marcus. They seem to be speaking pretty quickly, like trying to clear something up. Felix is making his way through and starts shaking the hands. He goes up and sees Eleanor and goes up and gives her a big hug. And a lot of the wood elves seem to receive him fairly well. A few of the others don't as warmly, but especially some of the older wood elves. But some of the younger ones, especially the kids, especially the younger ones, are going up and like giving him a hug and like shaking his hand very like excitedly. And he seems to be making his rounds in the room. As he does, if you look back towards the door, you'll see couple other individuals have walked through as well. They are again accompanied by a few of the bronze keepers, but are dressed in a similar fashion. I didn't note this before, but Felix is dressed in finery for sure, but it all seems to be very relaxed, as if one might be out adventuring, or if some might even be out on the sea, like somebody was sailing. And some of these three companions that have walked in seem to be looking of a similar leisure or relaxation in their clothing. You see another elf, a shorter elf. This one's a shorter, very skinny, very frail-looking elf. He's wearing a kind of a white billowy shirt and tailored up pants. He doesn't have any shoes on, and he has cloud-like tattoos, blue cloud tattoos curling down his left and his right arm. He has blonde hair, and he seems to be more or less not bothered by the whole situation. Just seems like he has to be there. He's just walked in next to his other two companions. Around his neck, you see a golden necklace with a golden ball at the very bottom of it. But he just seems like he's just kind of hanging out. Standing next to him, who he's leaning on, is a very large, 8-foot-tall Goliath man. He's wearing what looks like what you would imagine in this world, kind of more like a mechanic's outfit. He's wearing very rough, leathery clothing. He has a couple belts tied around his waist. Each of the belts have a couple small tools hanging off of them, like a hammer, a couple metal splints and things like that. He also has a big bag on his side, which you see a couple ropes tied to his belt are going into the bag. But otherwise, again, no weapons on any of these individuals. The bronze keepers probably would have taken them if they had them. The third next to these two is the most peculiar, because none of you have seen this type of creature before. Standing about 5 feet tall, very slender, looks like a walking, talking cat on its 2 feet.
Whoa.
Looks like and cheetah print, this cat looks like. And the cat is standing there, again, in simple, billowy clothes, a long tail, and
Is it wearing boots?
cute whiskers. It's not wearing boots. Its feet are flat on the ground, and looks like to be playing with some string in its hand. And playing with it between its fingers, you guys would know in the real world, similar to a cat's cradle, where you're mixing it between your fingers and you're flipping the strings around to make different symbols and things like that. And she just seems to be in her own world, playing around with these little strings in her hand. And she's standing there, looking at basically the strings. The Goliath is looking at all of you, and the other younger, skinnier elf just seems to not be really caring too much about what's going on. It's just kind of staring off as Felix makes his way around the room.
You said they're wearing sort of adventuring style gear, but are they cleaned?
They're clean.
Okay.
Yes.
Just very casual.
Just very, very casual. They don't look like they're dressed for a party.
Got it.
Felix is probably dressed in the most highest of finery, but again, it has an air or feel of it of relaxation, of adventuring. Like he could be on a quest in a few minutes if he needed to be. But he looks great. Really well
I should
cleaned
probably
up.
introduce myself to Phoenix.
To Felix?
Felix.
You can call him Phoenix if you want.
I'll
Call them the wrong
Felix.
names constantly.
Should I introduce myself?
I'll introduce you. Let's go, sweetheart.
Okay. Yeah, so you lead me over to Felix?
Yep. And I say, Felix, my fiance.
Ysolde. My goodness, you look amazing.
Thank you,
It's
Felix.
been so long. It's God, it's been years. You've aged beautifully, I must say.
Do you see how hot that cat girl is?
I'm sorry? Who are you?
Lord Prince Horace Kemp, the fiance to Ysolde.
Is it Lord or is it Prince?
It's Lord Admiral Prince.
Oh, okay.
The Silk Mountain you may have
Which
heard.
kingdom do you rule, Lord Admiral Prince?
This kingdom, the Kemp Estates. Kemp
This is your estates?
Absolutely.
Well, I was passed by Marcus earlier. I thought that he was the ruler of these estates.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Is it true?
Between two lords, any question.
Is it true what they say about elves?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
He's going to roll an insight check.
Better roll high, because none of us have any idea.
Covered in scales.
He's got you pretty dead to rights. He looks you up and down. Yes, it's absolutely true in
thought so.
every possible way.
Tiny penises? This guy's got a tiny penis, everybody.
So,
Yeah.
Ysolde, this is your future husband.
He is my future husband.
Wow. Well, times certainly have
Felix,
changed.
I'm so delighted to see you, and I invited you here for old times, but something in your tone and in your braggadocio is making me uncomfortable. I'm so glad to see you here, but this is my life, and these are my choices, and I'm so delighted to have you here to support
Ysolde, I
them.
didn't want to get you upset. I was merely here to see you off on your most important day.
I'm going to go introduce myself to your friends, and I'll walk away.
I'm glad to hear that.
All right, look, I can see that I've upset you in my arrival, and I apologize for my tardiness. I will go and speak to your family. Have you been keeping up with the old friends and old family back home?
Very much. We write all the time.
Okay, great. Well, I look forward to seeing you tonight at
Good.
dinner.
Thank you.
And
so good to see you as well. It seems that you've done well for yourself.
I certainly have. Have you heard about the my recent ascension?
I've heard that you've been adventuring, and you've had great success doing so.
I have. I certainly have. I've guess you could say I've caught a bit of the luck in the wind. It's been a good couple years. You should come and visit my kingdom. It's been quite a while since you've taken up on the old cloud's curse.
In due time, I'm quite happy here and very much grateful and charged by my duty.
Right. And he cups your hand in his hands. I do wish you all the best, and I know this is a bit uncomfortable to hear on a day like this, but I often still think about us.
I'm gonna roll.
Kick man in balls.
Are you trying to gleam
I'm
into
trying to-
what he intends?
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah, you can roll insight.
14.
Okay. He seems sincere.
Okay.
I'm going to introduce myself to his friends. Lord Admiral Prince Horace Kemp, welcome to the wedding.
I go join him and link arms.
Okay. As you slip away, you feel Felix's hands pretty tight on yours, but you slip away out of there.
Because your hands are all greased up.
lot of that.
A lot of baby oil.
Wedding rehearsal grease.
So you go quickly to rush up to Horace, who you're going up to speak. The three individuals.
Yeah,
Are you talking to anyone?
I'll start with Cloud Arms.
Cloud Arms. The looks like almost like a kid, but
Okay.
he's about 5 feet tall, very skinny.
I bow I bow and hold my hand out for a handshake.
Hello. Who are you?
Prince Admiral Lord Horace Admiral Kemp.
It's not a real name. It's not a real name, is it, Ludo? And the big Goliath looks down at him. Just talk to the man. Yeah, it's not a real name, is it? What's your name?
That's my name. What's your name?
My name's Jasper. See, that's a real name. It doesn't got multiple parts in the beginning and then also at the end.
Well, it's a beautiful name. And
Listen, is there shit around here? It's been a long flight and I need to, relieve myself. Is it right around the corner?
You need the shitter?
In fact, where's your room?
I do have a shitter in my room. You're welcome to use it.
I step in and I said, "Please sweetheart, that's set for with all of your wedding gear." And I ring a house bell, and I bring the house elf over, and I say,
Yes.
Chamber pot for this gentleman, please.
please take him to the guest bathrooms in the main hall. And I look knowingly at
the younger elf.
yeah, no, at the house elf.
At the house
you
elf.
like take him where I say to take him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a lovely shit, Jasper.
Of course. And he beckons the younger elf, and the younger elf rolls his eyes, Jasper, and follows the gnome off to the restaurant.
I'll reach in for a handshake with the Goliath.
I'm going to touch Horace Kemp lightly on the arm and make eyes with him, and then I'm going to say, "Excuse me for a second," and I walk off, and then I hide in plain sight, and I follow what's his face.
Jasper and the gnome.
Yep.
Okay, great.
You're gonna watch him shit.
I'm a fat beaver at the foot of Horace now.
Oh, you scampered up next to him.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to do?
I'm just sitting there.
Just chilling?
so you know, I
Okay.
can hear.
Prince Lord Horace Admiral Kemp.
All right, my name's Ludo. He shakes your hand. You feel like grease and oil on your hands as he shakes it. His hands are very rough, too. They feel like these hands have been put to work every single hour of every single day.
Lovely to have you at the wedding. Any friend of an ex-boyfriend of my fiance's is a friend of mine.
Really?
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
Who's this cat girl you've got with you?
she drops the string she's been playing with her hand and leans in and puts her paw out on top of yours. My name is Dapper Chair. How are you?
Dapper Chair. What
Yes.
a lovely name.
Yes, it was given to me. How are you, Mr. Lord Admiral Horace Kemp, is it?
Finally, somebody gets it right. Very well, very well. Lovely to have you.
You
as
have
guest.
a wonderful home. It's so cute. I love it.
I've never met a cat person before.
Really?
Well, I've dreamed about them.
Well. You say cat person. Do you mean tabaxi?
Oh, is that what you're called?
Yes, that is what my people are called, but you can call me Dapper. My
Wait.
friends call me Dapper.
Oh, wonderful. Well, then it'll be a pleasure to call you Dapper.
Well, excellent. I'm so excited.
Are you wearing clothes?
Are you asking her this?
Yeah.
Well, yes. She looks down and she's wearing a shirt and pants.
Okay. Sorry. Just wondering.
I would say, of course, not as fine as yours, of course, that a Lord Admiral would wear.
Oh, these. They're nothing. You should see what I'm wearing tonight.
Oh, well, I look forward to it. And will you be sitting at our table? I don't think we've gotten seat assignments yet.
Probably not. Your captain or whatever is kind of a douchebag, and so I'm probably going to be avoiding him.
Oh, are you talking about Felix? He can be a bit overwhelming. Don't mind him.
Yeah, well, he's got a small penis, so he admitted it. He admitted it to everyone.
Whatever you say. And she gets back and starts playing with the strings in her fingers again.
Nice girl.
I've disappeared.
Oh,
So
nice girl, Beaver.
So we cut to Ysolde, who you're slinking through the shadows, following Jasper and the gnome. The gnome points to a restroom, and Jasper rolls his eyes. It's one of the smaller ones. And Jasper goes in and closes the door. Okay. And the gnome waits outside.
This is me taking a shit song.
I'd like you to roll perception for me.
I'm taking a shit. One poop at a time.
That is...
It's our musical adventure. I didn't realize
Shit,
it.
real good.
That's a 28.
28. Okay.
Hey, that even rhymes. I'm making another.
Oh, boy.
I can't even be bothered to sing another song while I poop along.
Written by Stephen Sondheim.
There we go.
So you hear, with your 28 perception, you hear what sounds like a gust of wind, but not
like a gust of wind.
not that type of wind. but sounds like sounds
wind.
you hear subtly what sounds like not that type of wind, but another standard like nature-y wind.
Yeah, it is natural.
I know.
Wind is just nature farting.
But that's all you hear.
Oh.
And then a few minutes go by.
Well, when I hear the wind, that assumes I just stand there.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay. What do you do when you hear the wind?
Can the gnome unlock the door?
The gnome can.
Unlock this
the
door
gnome,
immediately.
Yeah, the gnome unlocks the door.
So you tell the gnome to unlock the door.
Yeah, I say unlock the door.
The gnome has like a bit of a like.
It's just a penis.
First off, the gnome is surprised because you just like came out of the shadows, and then the gnome is
I say now.
Of course, and he goes to unlock the door.
Turns out elves ejaculate wind.
So he goes to unlock the door. As he's unlocking the door, you hear some quick movement in the restroom. He swings the door open, and you see Jasper has just in a moment like plopped down onto the seat, and his pants are partway down his legs, and he's sitting there on the toilet. Hey, what's this all about? You coming here to wash me shit? Is that what this is about?
Yes, that's exactly what this is about. And I said, don't move. And I tell the gnome to go call the bronze keepers, yes.
Am I being interrogated while I'm taking a shit? Would you like to check the color?
I say nothing, and I just stare at him.
Can you close the door? Give me a little moment of privacy here so I can put my pants on.
Nothing.
All right. And he stands up, pants completely down in front of you, doesn't even bother. Just staring at you.
Helicopters.
Helicopter style.
Completely unfazed.
You getting a good look?
And annoyed.
A couple bronze keepers come by. 2 bronze keepers come to the room. Yes, ma'am, what's wrong?
I heard him casting spells in the bathroom. I'm not feeling comfortable about it, and I would like them to remain. And I ask him to please pull his pants back up and to not move the bathroom. And I go to find Felix.
Okay, so he puts his pants back up. And you said,
and then I say, and I actually say, put him in cuffs.
Nobody
what is
poops
this?
in my castle.
I don't like.
You gonna lock me up for going to the restroom? What, you thought you heard something in here, and then you're getting all crazy about this? This is crazy. Are you serious? All right, fine. So he sits back down, and one of the bronze keepers pulls out some cuffs and cuffs him in the bathroom.
Yep.
Few run down and go to get Felix. You hear some loud noises down there, and then you see Felix come by. And with Felix following in tow, you see Fern along as well. Ysolde, what's going on? Why do you've got old Jasper locked up in chains here in the bathroom?
I say, Mama, I need you to go find Papa for me.
I can. What's going on here?
Can we talk about this? Can we talk about this together and privately in a second? But would you please go find Papa?
Sure. And Fern goes off and gets Archibald and comes back. As she's doing that, Ysolde, what's going on? Jasper's just my mate.
So as she goes off and I say, Felix, I understand, but I have reason to believe that there's some discontent with my family. And I know that I invited you for old time's sake, but for old time's sake, I would like to ask that you leave. I so appreciate you coming and you journeying, and I am forever indebted to you, but I need you to leave. This is my duty, and my goal is to have this wedding go off with the least amount of drama or upset as possible, and I'm afraid that having you here is going to make that worse. Please understand.
I don't know what to say. It's Can you roll persuasion for me?
16.
Ooh.
This is what the castle's going to be like once Ysolde's princess here. Can't poop without...
Without singing a song. You gotta have a poop song.
I'm I don't know what to say. I'm sorry to have upset you like this. If Jasper did anything, it's entirely on me, of course. I'm sorry. Isolde, I'll get my crew together at once and we'll be on our way. Sorry to cause such a stir.
Thank you. And I'm going to, I'd love to see you off. I would love to walk with you out and send you off with all of my warmth.
That would be great. Yes, I'll see you up at the front then. And he, very, nervously just walks off back to the front.
I follow him.
Okay. And do you want the bronze keepers to keep Jasper in the bathroom?
I say bring him with me. Bring him along. So
the bronze keepers and Jasper.
Am I still bathing?
Oh yeah, so long.
Okay.
No, well, you're almost done. You're toweling off at this point. Okay.
I'm gonna miss these guys entirely.
So Jasper is being escorted up to the front by the bronze keepers. Felix is walking up to the front and meets up with Dapper and Ludo, and speaks to them very quickly as you're walking up behind. And they all look at each other and eye one another. Turns around to you. Well, I guess this will be off then. He goes and looks back at all the wood elves and everyone in the room and waves. A couple people wave back. A few people wave but look concerned and some upset. Some people speaking to one another. And you see Dapper kind of playing again with her strings and her paws and kind of nudging and trying to talk to a few of like the bronze keepers and people around. But Felix gets everybody together. I assume you let him take Jasper?
Yep, I let him, I do. I let him take Jasper. I hug him and I say, thank you so much. I am so indebted to you. I'll write. I can't tell you what this means.
Thank you. I had so much more to say, but I will...
Well, you've said enough, Felix. Good to see you. I'm glad you came by for the wedding, and don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. Small penis asshole. Boom! Kick him.
Do you kick him?
Yeah, I kick him on the way out.
And I'm
going to ask you to try to roll to kick him.
All right.
Jesus Christ. The beaver's clapping her
I
hand.
roll. Oh yeah. So is that like a straight attack action? Because I don't want to hurt him.
I mean, it's kind of an attack action.
No,
you can say you're using your feet, like you're not whipping out Doris to like stab him, but you're still like...
Okay, so I rolled a, I guess, I mean, what is that, strength?
Plus
strength?
proficiency, probably.
Plus
because you're proficient with...
Proficient with your
12.
feet? 12?
12.
You miss him.
Okay.
You go to kick him and like he kind of moves out of the way. He senses it coming.
Yeah.
Your lead up in your statement had a nice crescendo to it, and he felt something was coming.
Okay.
Say, Horace.
Yes.
I grab him by the hand and I pull him close to me and I kind of rub his back in like a soothing and loving manner. And I say, I'm sorry, Felix, and thank you again.
As he's leaving, he looks back at Fern and says, the offer still stands. We can still do this. And he nods and walks out the door. And are you going to escort him out?
I'm going to say, Mama, come here.
So Fern's walking over.
Mama, let's say goodbye to Felix together. I know how much you love him.
I'm also going to lean
dear,
down.
I think this is a little bit sudden, and the guests, they all love Felix.
I understand this is sudden, and
Honey, this doesn't look good.
Mama, this is my wedding, and I need you to trust me.
Is this who did this? Was this did Horace
Mama,
put you up to this?
No, Mama, this is my choice. Horace has no idea what I am doing, and I need you to trust me and come with me now. And I grab her by the arm and I say, please, Mama. And I start to walk and say, let's say goodbye to Felix.
Hey, I'm going to lean down to the beaver and go, hey, keep watch of that guy. He seems like a shady sumbitch.
Okay.
That's right, you're still a beaver.
Yeah.
Toddle all over. Okay.
Yeah.
So you escort Felix outside. You see the four of them go up to now what you can see very clearly. And Horace, you can see this because I assume, are you following or are you staying in the door?
I'll stay in the lobby.
Okay, so you can see out to the front though, where obviously carriages would pull up and drop people off. Where what you would imagine is a carriage is instead a floating pirate ship. It is just off the ground and it is hovering there. You see little glimpses of it looks like wind and air whipping around it almost, and the masts of this 3-mast ship is still afloat in the air, and the mast seems to be filled with wind. You actually see upon the ship some crew members fixing things and tying ropes. They see Felix coming up, and Felix waves his hand. A bridge drops down. Felix approaches up to the drawbridge, steps up, beckons a few of the others to go on. Jasper just almost very nimbly, without going up the plank, just leaps into the air and gracefully lands onto the deck like it was nothing and just walks along. Ludo lumbers up the drawbridge, and Dapper kind of flips and twirls and rolls up the bridge onto the ship. Felix looks back at you, Ysolde, one last time, and even longer at Fern, and then gives one last look and turns, steps up onto the ship. The drawbridge pulls up, and the ship flies up into the sky.
Oh, shit. Am I on that boat?
Wait, did you follow them onto the
Horace
boat?
told me to follow him.
How
That's
far
your
did you?
decision.
How far did you follow them?
Wait, are you going to follow onto the ship?
No.
Okay, because there would have been some stealth checks.
Oh, my God. No.
Okay.
I
So-
stopped at the drawbridge.
Also, they would notice a beaver crawling up into the...
I know. You should change into like a rat.
Yeah. No. I'll
Okay.
waddle back into the hall.
Okay.
So the ship flies up into the clouds and gone.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. I'm sorry for being rude to your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. It was a mistake to invite him. He's changed since we were young.
It's okay. You know, I mean, I've got some rowdy friends.
Yeah. And I turn to my mother and I say, we can talk about this later. And I'm sorry again, Mama, but I hope that you can understand and trust me.
Of course. And she's looking off. She just looks like she's thinking about something distant. She shakes out of it, and I understand. I'm a bit hungry. I'm going to get some hors d'oeuvres. And she turns and walks back inside.
Horace, let's go talk to your father.
Okay.
So we go find Marcus.
Yep.
I want to talk to Marcus about how we can smooth this out, because Marcus's voice carries weight, and I want this party to go off
Without a hitch.
without a hitch, and I want people to relax, and I want it to de-escalate.
So Ysolde, you go to approach Marcus to try to
Yep.
smooth things over.
Yep, and on the way there, I turn to Horace and I say, I am devoted to you.
Well, same here. This matters. This is family, and family's incredibly important.
Yes.
We don't know each other very well, but I'm sure given time.
We know what's important.
Yes.
And I grab his hand and I give him a little kiss.
Oh, that's sweet.
And Horace, how are you feeling about all of this? Like, Ysolde's giving you quite a bit more warming attention lately.
I'm very happy to be important. I'm very happy
Yep.
to be like, this is...
Yep.
That tracks.
Yep. In character.
I'm becoming more important in my family, so that's big to me. It's a big deal. I mean, I don't really know Ysolde that well, so, you know.
But, like, what's your gut?
Oh, on Ysolde? Oh, she feels like family already. I mean, she feels like part of my family already.
Something there that wasn't there
Yeah,
before.
You think she's hot?
of course. But, you know, I thought the cat girl was hot, too.
Yeah, we know.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, literally everyone who was listening to this podcast
Sure.
was like, oh, yeah, he's into that.
Yeah.
Are you wearing clothes?
Oh, my God.
Because I'm into this fur action.
You ever tried that line?
Yeah. Excuse me, are you wearing clothes? Yeah, I am.
What a weird thing to ask a person.
Sorry, I'm blind, you insensitive asshole.
0 for 25. Eventually that line will work.
Yeah, well, I'm blind, so
Why am I
joke's
alone?
on you.
All right, so arm linked in Horace's. And I say, Marcus, I'm afraid that this wedding has gotten off to a rough start. What can we do to smooth the process and make everyone more at ease and have this be the joyous event that it deserves to be?
Well, I understand that things are not at their best right now. I would agree. With Umbernacht and these goofballs coming into my home,
Oh,
I think
don't
there's
call
only
elves goofballs, Dad.
only one thing to do. And son, you know, I'm not only the face and the fist of the angels, but damn it, and he cracks his fingers, I'm 5-time bake-off champion. And Marcus goes into the back room, and he kicks out a bunch of, like, the people in the kitchen, and, like, some people are, like, really excited, and, like, they're motioning people into the kitchen, and some people are confused, and they're like,
Shit, is this like Morpheus is fighting Neo status? Like,
oh man. Like, they don't know, like, what's happening, and, like, they bring him in, and this very rarely happens. Marcus, in his fine clothes, like, rolls up his sleeves and just gets into that flour, and our Minotaur buddy is there as well, who's kind of acting as his sous chef, and is basically like they're working hard. They're working the oven. We're getting some like real Eye of the Tiger, like sweat rolling down Marcus's brow, and kind of this improper, not really polished environment is bringing a couple more of these attendees together. Like some of the wood elves and some of the Kemps, who are now kind of squeezed into this weird kitchen area, are kind of forced to have some awkward conversation with one another and starting to ease up a little bit on the tension. And Marcus throws some pies in there and finally whips it out, and we're getting close to rehearsal dinner time, and serves out some hot pies for everybody. And everyone kind of takes some slices, and it's damn good. It's really good. He is the 5-time bake-off champion for a reason.
I think Dad just solved this wedding.
Saved it with pie.
And I grab a piece of pie because I love pie.
Yeah, I like pie too.
I'd like each of you to roll a perception check for me real quick.
Yeah,
Sweeney's finally back.
Okay.
Horace, what'd you get?
14.
Ysolde?
26.
Sweeney?
11.
Izzy?
19.
Okay. So, Izzy, you noticed this a little bit, but definitely as
I'm not a beaver anymore, by the way.
you're back. You're back to Izzy form. Okay.
Yeah.
So as Marcus is passing out the pies and setting them down, and like people are coming up and smelling them as like they're cutting those pies, you notice like Jenda Cross is helping like pass out some of these pies and setting them down. You notice like her hand moving across the pie. You, Ysolde, notice as like she puts one of the pies down, her hand waves over it, and you see a little bit of a glimmer of like what would be magic over the pie.
Oh, gotta kick her out.
And she catches you seeing her do this, and she winks at you, and then just keeps passing out more of the pies.
I grin.
So,
What's going on?
That's a double standard.
She juiced the pies in a good way.
What's she juicing the pies with?
Gnome heroin.
I asked.
heroin.
It's old.
Pie.
What is she juicing the pies with?
I don't know, but
Oh.
if it's
Guys, Marcus
if
is
it's
insecure.
Genderqua, it's potent.
This is good.
So you guys share your pies, and we're getting close to time for rehearsal dinner. Are you guys going to change? Will anyone be...
Yeah, I say I look for Fern
Mm-hmm.
to go get dressed for the rehearsal dinner, and I grab Izzy.
Yep.
I was like, let's go get hot.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. Even hotter.
Yeah, exactly. And where's Fern?
Fern, she's been speaking to a couple of the Kemps, actually. She was in the kitchen, and she's still near Archibald, your father, but she's been speaking to a couple of the Kemps, and she seems a little bit more at ease. She's less distant, but, you know, it's only been a few hours, so she's still a little bit ruffled, but she's excited, and she sees that you're excited, and is happy to go up and change.
So I go and I scoop my arms around my mom, and I say, Mama, it's time to get dressed. And I give her a big kiss, and I say, let me show you my suite. And I was like, your luggage is there, and we can get dressed together.
Sounds great. And you guys head up there and go get changed.
I go upstairs. I've had a new splint mail armor commission that's all mirrored.
Oh, nice.
Like a disco ball. And so, yes, it looks almost exactly like a disco ball.
Amazing.
Have we talked about your look right now? Your Sting-like look?
Oh, yeah, I look like Sting.
And you were dressed like a disco ball. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I have like short hair, but it's like immaculately styled. I have 2 earrings. They're both dangly. And they're actually little wings. They're little white wings.
Cool.
And my shining, gleaming silver armor. Mm-hmm. And I've got Doris at my side, and I'm also got my Scales of Shinra shield.
Your shield?
Yeah.
Very nice. So
Yeah.
you were ready to go.
Yeah.
Dope.
What am I wearing, by the way? What is?
Oh, we'll get to
what
that
is-
in a second.
Well, I don't know what I'm. What
I'd
is
like-
this hold giving me?
He's dressed very tastefully, and he looks dapper in a way that no one has ever seen him appear.
Okay, I've definitely still got all my random junk in my pockets.
Oh, sure.
I have him dressed in tastefully, but not in a showy fashion. All of his clothes are comfortable. They have some stretch.
Oh, okay.
They have lots of pockets for his, various accoutrements.
So you kind of thought about him.
Absolutely. My goal in this wedding is peace, and also part of it is making Sweeney happy. So I've had them cut and measured, and he is actually very comfortable and dressed in a soft shade of navy blue and gray.
Very nice. Okay. So Sweeney, you come down in your nice rehearsal dinner outfit.
There you go.
Horace in his disco ball outfit. And Ysolde and Izzy, what are your outfits for the evening?
Ooh, what am I going to wear?
Wait, what are your family colors?
Green.
Green, okay.
Like a forest green.
Yeah.
And this isn't Bahamutmas, so if people are showing up in like colors and stuff, like no one's getting upset that people are wearing like greens.
As long as it's not white, yeah.
Last question. Do you have like a coat of arms?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we do. Looks like woven branches.
Okay, cool.
I'm wearing a floor length. I'll go with the hunter green because that's your colors. Floor length hunter green silk, embroidered on. Let's say on the whole dress is in silver thread to give a nod to Horace. Are various like leaf patterns, but also like cobwebs. So it's got like this nice like clean shimmer.
That sounds cool.
But it's very like elegant. Simple, no leather, nothing leathery. And then I'm going to put big silver earrings in. And then I'm going to shove small little hair accessories that are also kind of like leaves and pearls up in my hair.
Very nice.
So I look nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm wearing a gown, almost like a khaki green, but with like a gleam. It's iridescent in like a hunter green, and it's designed to look like dragon scale. So it's like long sleeved, a V-neck, and then a deep V in the back, and then almost like a sort of a bustle in the back that sort of cascades down, I think. And I want to say that it's got some magic imbued in it, because this is my rehearsal dinner dress, and I would say it's like it protects me, and it also has the ability to sort of charm.
Very nice. Now, I have an important question here that I can't believe I haven't asked yet. Who is the maid of honor, and who is the best man for this wedding?
Funny enough, I actually think my best man is a tie between Sweeney and Izzy. I asked them both to best man me.
Oh. Yay! High five, Sweeney.
High five sound effect.
Very nice. And Ysolde, who is your maid of honor?
My maid of honor is my younger sister.
Okay.
Her name is Ellie, and she is 14 and fair, and she's a young wizard.
Ooh.
And she is, giddy at being at the wedding, but is also sort of preternaturally composed and well put together.
All right. Great. Well, you guys filter into the rehearsal dinner hall, and it is decorated beautifully. It is a wonderful assembly. Foods and smells are wafting everywhere. People are taking their seats. Now, this isn't like a typical rehearsal dinner where you have like a much smaller party. For this, because it is so public and a little political, a lot more people are in this rehearsal dinner. It is pretty much bustling with everyone we have seen earlier here today. There's going to be a few more people coming to the wedding tomorrow, but a lot of the important close family members and family friends are here for this dinner. So everyone's sitting down and at their places. Where's everybody sitting? So if I can just get a quick arrangement of where
I think
people are.
Ysolde should really answer that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ysolde, where's everyone sitting?
Well, Horace and I are together at the head of the table. We're flanked by our families. His father is next to him, his mother. My father is next to me, and then actually my mother is next to me, and then my father. So like matriarchy, patriarchy, by family. And then at the table in front of us is the party and dear friends. And then moving backwards, we're sort of like on a sort of a low levee at the front of the banquet hall, and then everyone else is below and back.
Okay.
Oh, and I didn't say this. I don't often get to wear it, but I'm wearing my princely tiara.
Oh, a princely tiara.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yes, my silver tiara.
Does it have the family crest on it?
Yeah, it has like a little crest. Yeah.
All right. So you guys are all sitting, and before the meal starts, like you guys are getting some drinks. Everybody's having a good time. Right before the food comes out, Marcus takes his cup and dings it to go up and give a toast. Everyone, I wanted to make a toast to the eventual new couple here, bringing our two wonderful families together. And all of you here are such important guests to this momentous occasion. finally tying these two families to bring not only safety to our kingdoms, but a blossoming future. To the future of our kingdoms! And raises the glass. As everyone raises their glasses, you see one person stand up to raise their glass even a little bit higher, in a cloak. And the cloak is whipped off the body very... very...
Dramatically?
There's a lot of dramaticism to it. And whipped to the ground, and a bit of shock and awe. And standing there is Felix, Lord Felix Ehrenbane. And I do toast to the safety and the future blossoming of our kingdoms. But I am appalled that you think this is the future for us. And Ysolde, I love you too much to let you do this. And he pulls out a knife out of his waist.
Oh, no, you don't.
As he does this, there is like a quick reaction of people. At first, when he stood up, there were like a couple of the guests who like kind of like, some of the kids who like kind of clapped and like, yay, a surprise.
It's a magician.
And like a few people as well who were a little bit shocked. But now some people look concerned.
Yes.
If each of you could make a perception check for me real quick.
Am I still exhausted?
No. You've worn off your exhaustion at this point.
13.
13 for Ysolde. Horace?
19.
19. Izzy?
11.
11. Sweeney?
22.
Okay. You guys notice in Sweeney the most that this knife that he's brought out, it looks old. It looks ceremonial in nature. It doesn't look like a good old killing weapon. It's got a lot of flair, got a lot of ornate design to it. And he brings it up, and as you see some of the bronze keepers reach for their weapons, he takes it across his left arm, and he cuts it across his left arm, blood draping across the side of the blade. He turns it, and people like kind of stop and are a little shocked in what he's doing. He takes the blade, and he slams it down in the floor, and he says, I invoke the right of Marine. As he says this, there's some people like confusion, some of the younger kids looking at each other. There is a hushed silence across, and several of the wood elves are looking at each other. The older ones as well are looking real concerned. Ysolde, I'd like you to roll a history check, and I want you to roll for advantage of what the Rite of Marine is, because you kind of know what this is, but this is a very, very, very old tradition.
Oof, just an 11.
Just an 11? Okay.
That or a 2.
You have heard of the Rite of Marine, but it is like a super, super old thing that wood elves used to do like way back in the day. That's something that is old, archaic, and honestly, you didn't really pay attention too much of it because it's never really come up ever since. But you know that it was something that transpired like back in the older days when times were really kind of uncertain, when there was like a lot of war, a lot of strife, and that's all you really remember of it. I'd like everybody else, Sweeney, Izzy especially, you can roll for this. Horace, I would say you roll with disadvantage for history, for Rite of Marine. Horace?
20.
Oh, goodness. Sweeney?
With disadvantage. I have good history. I'm a noble. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
11.
Izzy?
16.
Okay. Izzy, you know a little bit more, but Horace, strangely, is pretty well learned.
I know about the Rite of Marine.
You love to know about old historical documents, especially around, like, when it came to, like, nobles marrying other nobles. And there was an old story way back in the day of when elves, there was a lot of strife, and
I'm actually saying this out loud.
Okay, perfect. Let me tell you a story. And that essentially their people, the existence of their people was on the brink of them potentially going away.
The wood elves?
The wood elves, yeah, that they might die out, that they wouldn't be around anymore. And there was a lot of worry that at that point, that the strongest and most powerful of bloodlines carry on. And there was a wood elf princess by the name of Marine that challenged another princess noble to the right of Marine because she felt that essentially this man that she loved was marrying the wrong person, and that essentially by them combining their marriages and their strength together that they would doom the kingdom. And she won the Rite of Marine, and now it is known as the Rite of Marine because of her, and the wood elves flourished. And they survived by joining the strongest and the best families to get them out of a dark, dark strife and a dark war.
Wow.
So essentially, that's the most that you know with the 20 about the Rite of Marine.
And that's what got them out of a dark, dark place of strife and war.
The whole time Felix is just like standing there, like looking at you recount this.
And also, I don't understand what that has to do with tonight, though.
Who are you? I'm catching Sweeney.
I turn and I look at my mother and I say,
Yours?
Mama, and I am mad.
Just pissed.
Oh, super pissed. And then I hide.
So wait a second. You, Felix, want to fight Ysolde?
No, that's not...
I'm going to get weapons, by the way.
Okay.
I piece the fuck out of here and I'm just going to get some weapons.
I produce flame at his feet.
But you're not even a princess,
Okay.
Felix.
Are you going to throw fire at his feet?
Produce cantrip.
Okay.
Little foot fire.
He kind of... okay, well, actually, let's see if we make a dexterity check.
He dies.
Oh, no, he's super fine. That was a 19 I rolled, let alone what his bonuses are. So he jumps away pretty elegantly away from the fire at his feet. And he like looks over at you.
Sorry, I sneezed. Sorry.
He looks back at Horace. This is not a challenge to Ysolde. This is a challenge to your right to marry Ysolde. I don't know if you know this, but the Canton family is a powerful and one of the few remaining powerful families of the Wood Elves.
Of course I knew that.
And to be quite honest, I hate to say this, but the Kemps are not really a safe bet these days as far as...
You don't hate to say that.
Those are fighting words right there.
As you say this, a few other people are looking around at this. If I recall correctly, wasn't this home invaded by, I believe, some neighboring warring factions years ago? In fact, just this last year at your celebratory... I don't know, what is it? Bahamutmas?
How long is it taking me to get these weapons? Because I'm about to shoot this fucker.
You're
Apparently
moving.
it takes an hour and a half to bathe, so...
That's like,
Well, you're a pretty stinky person,
That's fair.
Sweeney.
That's fair. It was a
And
long night.
recently you were under attack from reports of devils. Is that correct? And as he says this, several of the wood elves and your would be like grandparents and aunts and uncles are like feverishly speaking to one another. This is not a safe place for our people to continue one of our strongest lines.
Well, I love to interrupt you. First of all, I, with the help of my good friends...
What up?
...defeated all of that.
Yeah.
I stand up and I say, and we are a part of the family as well. So she's not just marrying Horace, she's marrying into us as well, which means you're challenging
The Velvet League.
all of us. You, one person,
Yeah,
one lone individual, you're challenging the four or so
Well,
of
I'm
us.
not. I wouldn't say I'm doing that, but you're right. You are a part of his family. This drow girl,
That's racist.
who I'm sure is very, very nice.
That's
and
racist.
I believe...
No, she is.
Oh.
I've heard of you, Sweeney. I'm sure even a few of the Kemps here would agree that you are not the most reliable of friends.
I am the very definition of...
Oh, and I'm sure your shit don't stink, and you didn't do anything bad in your past, and you have no enemies, and everything's great and grand. Buddy, she ain't gonna like you. You're ruining her wedding. This isn't how you're gonna... What are you gonna do? Drag her back home against her will?
That's rape.
Yeah.
That is not how the Rite of Marine works.
She doesn't love you. Get over it.
I mean, does she love
Get over
Horace?
it
I would
here?
feel like I'm feeling like she's on, like... Love's a strong word.
Listen,
Oh, that is true.
I know all of you have been fine and well up here in your estate, in your castle, but I've been out there on the winds, and these people have traveled here. The world is not in its best place.
On the winds. Just say you're...
Well, that's true. We all know that.
Just say you like smooth jazz, dickbag.
There are incursions everywhere, and we are more unsafe than ever.
We are working on the incursion problem.
Yeah,
We have
Yeah.
people
Yeah, we're working on
it. We sent a bunch of red shirts
yeah.
out to...
All right, I got my weapons.
Yeah, you found your weapons. You're in your room now. Are you arming up? Like, are you changing into like full-on gear?
Oh yeah, we're on. And then
Are you talking to yourself
Psyching yourself
while
up.
you do that?
I am. Yeah, totally.
What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm saying little fucker over and over and over again. And I got my weapons. I got Izzy's. I got yours.
I don't need anything. I am the weapon.
Yeah.
You're
like
like
Felix
Well, you have
pulls
your
the
sword,
dagger.
right?
Yeah.
Felix pulls the dagger out of the floor and starts approaching with it out in his hands. That the dagger is laying flat on his hands, like he's offering it. And he lays it down on the table in front of your family, Ysolde, and says, "This is one of our oldest rights, and I ask only for the chance to prove my love and the value that I can add to the Canton family. I am a lord, lest you forget."
I didn't know that.
So where am I?
You are now working your way back down. You've just kind of turned the corner. Do you have your bow and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Do I hear him say this?
Yeah.
Okay, and I walk up and I'm like, "You're not the master of this?" And I literally...
That's true. She did a lot of work for this wedding.
Yeah, like I was like, this is not what we discussed, and this is not... this just is not cool. I'm stumbling on my words because I'm real pissed, and I pull out my bow and I shoot him in the face.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Oh my god.
Brads don't give a fuck, man.
Yeah.
She must really like you, Horace. I think she likes you.
We don't know.
Don't know.
And I'm using one of the talons of the wind.
That seems like something I would do.
Nice. Okay.
So I rolled a natural 13. Sorry, my attack bonus on my longbow is a plus 12. So
Okay.
that's a 25.
25. You'll hit him.
And I want to remind you that the arrow knows who our enemies are in this room. So it only affects them.
Listen, DM, I know what you're going to try to do here.
Okay, and then, with each arrow, the target takes an additional D10 force damage, and with any enemy within 10 feet, and any enemy within 10 feet must make a DC 15 dex saving throw or take the same force damage and be pushed 10 feet away from this point.
I just realized that arrow solves the problem of, like, if there's two Sweeneys and they're both saying they're the real Sweeney.
You just
I'm not sure that
fire
I'm
the
not her
arrow.
enemy. I'm really not. I think I'm the one person.
That is a natural one. He super failed that dex save.
Oh, nice.
He's very surprised. He did not see this coming.
Okay, so that's a...
He didn't know he would get hit with a magic arrow.
In the face.
Okay.
Wow.
In the face.
In the
That's like
face.
some Walking Dead shit right there.
Yep, I'm aiming for his face. That is... got it, it's 15.
Yep. So 15 damage, and it sends him flying back. So it catches him on, like, the neck, and you see him, like, grab for it, and the wind explodes out of the end of it, and it sends him flying back, and he hits the end of a table. Blood sprays into the air onto people's cups and tables. There's a scream, and... You see, like, everyone stand up, and Ysolde, you see your mom turn and say, "Ysolde!" like in her voice, and staring back at you with your bow. And she defiantly stares you in the face, picks up the dagger, and drags it across her arm and says, "I accept."
Oh no.
That's
you gotta kill your mom now.
super dangerous way to transfer blood.
She did it on the other side of the blade.
Okay. That seems sanitary.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. We'll be back next week for part 3 of our adventure with Alison Fox. This episode included music by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. You can find the track listing and credits in the show notes. Photos and character art can be found in the show notes on partialart.com. And while you're there, why not check out some of our other podcasts, including Roll to Seize, where myself and Andrew Dickinger discuss the absolute madness of Warhammer 40k. If you have any questions about the show, you can email us at FridayNightQuests@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr, all under the handle Partial Arc. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the battlefield.
Yeah, I'm gonna loot the body.
So, how much experience do we get?
Well, now we have a skeleton army, so that's pretty neat.